South Africa, a nation with a complex history and significant struggles, began its journey toward democracy after the end of apartheid. However, even today, there are hidden aspects of the country that few have explored. In this video, we will uncover not only the dark side of South Africa, but also delve into the taboos that remain silent and forbidden in the country. Can issues related to race, culture, and the economy shape the future of South Africa? These questions and more will be explored in this video. If you're interested in discovering the world's hidden stories and exploring fascinating, rare topics, make sure to follow our channel and stay updated with our latest videos. South Africa is a country that has moved past a painful chapter in its history, apartheid. Apartheid was a system of state-sponsored racial segregation that lasted from 1948 to 1994. During this time, the government enforced strict laws that separated people by race in every aspect of life. Black South Africans were denied basic rights, including voting, access to quality education and healthcare, and even the freedom to travel within their own country. Thanks to the efforts of leaders like Nelson Mandela, South Africa experienced major changes in 1994, the end of apartheid and the introduction of democratic elections, in which Mandela was elected president, marked a turning point in the nation's history. South Africa hoped that these changes would help rebuild society and heal the wounds of the past. However, the situation is more complicated than it appears. Legal and political changes alone haven't been enough to eliminate the social and economic divides left by apartheid. Deep inequalities still affect many areas of life in South Africa. One of the biggest challenges today is economic inequality. Although South Africa is considered one of Africa's economic powerhouses, with abundant natural resources, a developed industrial sector, and key economic industries, wealth is still distributed unevenly. Global reports show that South Africa has some of the world's highest levels of class disparity. While some areas are relatively prosperous, many Black South Africans still live in poverty. In cities like Johannesburg and Cape Town, wealthy neighborhoods starkly contrast poor, marginalized areas. This economic divide, where some parts of the country thrive while others struggle with poverty, unemployment, and lack of health care, remains a major issue. Economic growth in South Africa is mostly concentrated in areas managed by white South Africans. On the other hand, Black South Africans continue to face challenges like high unemployment, limited health care access, and inadequate education. The unemployment rate among young Black people is particularly high, and many lack the skills needed for better job opportunities. One key barrier to progress is the education system. While efforts to improve education in recent years have been made, significant gaps remain in the quality of education across the country. Schools often lack basic facilities in disadvantaged areas, leaving children without the proper education they need to succeed. During the apartheid era, Black South Africans were forced into inferior and limited schools, and the effects of this system are still visible in newer generations. While the government has worked to improve education since apartheid ended, problems like resource shortages, corruption in the public system, and ongoing social inequalities continue to prevent fair access to quality education. Education is a key pillar for societal progress, yet this crisis remains in South Africa. Access to higher education is also restricted for low-income groups, and many young Black South Africans lack the opportunity to receive a good education. Corruption within the South African government is another major issue. Despite efforts to implement reforms, public and private sector corruption remains a significant barrier to progress. This corruption wastes public resources and weakens the quality of services provided to citizens. One of the largest corruption scandals in South Africa occurred during Jacob Zuma's presidency. His administration was marked by widespread corruption, which had a devastating effect on the country. Many key national projects were left unfinished due to corruption, and many resources were misused. This corruption has eroded public trust, with many people feeling that the government serves the interests of individuals and groups rather than the public good. As a result, many South Africans are disillusioned with government policies and reforms. Along with economic and educational struggles, South Africa faces other pressing social issues. Racism and discrimination are still widespread, sometimes hidden beneath the surface of society. Gang violence, corruption in the police, domestic abuse, and AIDS are other serious challenges many South Africans deal with. Additionally, social violence, which claims thousands of lives each year, is a major problem. Despite these significant challenges, there is still hope for South Africa's future. Ongoing social, economic, and political efforts continue to push for change. Reforms in sectors like healthcare and education are in progress, with the aim of improvement. The youth of South Africa, representing the new generation, are more actively pursuing social and economic change than ever before. With a deeper understanding of the country's history and social realities, they are ready to fight for a more just society. Although many challenges still exist, South Africa remains on a path of transformation. These gradual changes bring hope for a future that could lead the country toward a fairer and more sustainable society. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like it. South Africa has a complex history of struggles, changes, and social transformations. However, beyond its economic, racial, and social challenges, cultural and social taboos have emerged from the shadows of its past. In many cases, these taboos have unconsciously shaped relationships, politics, and even everyday culture. In this video, we will explore the darker side of South Africa and look at the social and cultural taboos that have often been overlooked. One of the biggest taboos in South Africa relates to racial relations. Despite the end of apartheid, racial discrimination still exists in many areas of society. This discrimination is not only visible in politics and the economy, but also in the social and cultural interactions between people. In South Africa, openly discussing racial issues remains a taboo for many. Many people prefer to stay silent when faced with racial matters or avoid engaging in heated discussions about them. This silence has allowed hidden forms of discrimination to persist, contributing to ongoing social problems and economic inequality. South Africa is known for its religious diversity, with various religions and beliefs coexisting. However, one of the social and cultural taboos in the country is related to religion. Many South Africans follow different faiths, including Christianity, Islam, and indigenous religions. But discussions and disagreements about religion often remain sensitive subjects. One of the most significant taboos is the conflict between Christian beliefs and indigenous traditions. Many indigenous communities in South Africa continue to practice their traditional religions, but in some cases, these beliefs clash with Christian teachings. This creates community tension, and many individuals prefer to avoid discussing the issue. Another major taboo in South Africa revolves around sexual and gender issues. Despite legal advancements in women's and LGBTQ+ rights, topics related to sexuality and individual rights are still considered taboo. Women's rights and LGBTQ+ issues remain difficult subjects to address openly. Many people, due to traditional views on gender roles, prefer to stay silent on these matters. For example, discussions about domestic violence or the rights of LGBTQ+ individuals are still considered unacceptable in many South African communities. Economic inequality is another widespread taboo in the country. Despite South Africa's wealth and natural resources, the unequal distribution of wealth remains a major issue. Many people prefer not to discuss poverty and inequality, particularly within wealthier classes, who often avoid addressing the struggles of those living in poverty. Many wealthy families and businesses in South Africa have distanced themselves from the struggles of the rest of the population due to economic inequalities. This social divide not only deepens economic issues, but also intensifies racial and social discrimination. People from different social and economic backgrounds often struggle to connect and address shared challenges. Although South Africa is taking steps to tackle these taboos and issues, the journey toward an equal and just society is still long. Social change takes time, and alongside political and economic reforms, the country must also confront its cultural and social taboos. Ultimately, South Africa must address these deep-rooted taboos to build a better future for the next generations. Achieving this will require the people of South Africa to confront old problems with more awareness and courage. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. If you found this topic interesting, please share your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't subscribed, now is the perfect time to join us. Stay tuned for our upcoming videos.